My name is Shanna Butler. I graduated from BYU in print journalism and English a long time ago, and I worked for the church magazines for 6 or 7 years. I did an internship with them while I was in school, and then when I got out of school, they hired me on full-time, and I worked for the New Era magazine there. I held various positions. I did copy editing, I did writing, and now I do freelance writing for them from home. I quit about a year and a half ago when I had my baby, and so far I've been working from home for them, and I've been doing other writing projects from home.
Fidel Montero, I'm an assistant principal at Tentview High School. I'm in charge of overseeing instruction in the building along with my colleagues. We make sure that our hiring is in place and our staff is up and functioning. And when we have student discipline issues, we address those. The facilities, make sure that they're safe, that they're well kept. Working with parents, with the community, so it's a job with a lot of different hats. Yeah, a good illustration of a time where writing was a critical component of my work happened last spring, where we had an incident here at school that needed to be processed by our school district and also by the courts. And they relied heavily on my description of the incident, where we had several students involved in some criminal activity, and I had to describe what happened and be as specific as I could be, so that the judges and that the other people who were assessing the situation had a clear picture.
My name is James Christensen. I am a painter, an artist. I studied art in California and at BYU, later joined the faculty. Spent 21 years in the art department at BYU. I publish my paintings as limited edition prints with Greenwich Workshop, and have had an opportunity to do 7 or 8 book projects that I've been kind of excited about. But primarily I think of myself as a painter, a visual person.
I use writing on a daily basis. The process by which you become a judge starts with an evaluation that goes out to judges that you've appeared in front of and attorneys that you've appeared in front of. And part of that evaluation talks about your writing ability, your ability to express yourself, to apply legal principles, both in writing and in the courtroom. So it's something that you get judged on, and the governor gets that. The committee that looks at you first before you go up to the governor looks at those evaluations.
My name is Jeffrey James Germain. I'm a consulting mechanical engineer specializing in the analysis of motor vehicle collisions. I work for myself, Germain Engineering. We're an engineering company that has about 6 engineers and some technical staff. We are, as a consulting engineer, I provide expert witness testimony as well as analysis and research. The reputation that we've developed is in large part due to writing not only the reports that we've talked about, but also the technical papers where we've done some research and analyzed, a lot like in the academic world. We publish in the same journals as academic people do. Our services are sought by those in the industry the motor vehicle industry. They know us through our reputation. We publish papers in the open literature that engineering organizations disseminate, and it's word of mouth primarily.
My name is Abe Mills, and I sing in a group called Jericho Road. We used to be a boy band, but now we're too old, so we're kind of a man band now. First of all, we have a website, and so we kind of maintain everything. So on the website, you always have to have updates. If you go on tour, you got to have some kind of a thing registered about how the tour was. If you're doing a concert, you got to have something written up about what's coming up and why the people should be there. Also, in aspect of just doing music, if you're trying to write a song, there's always, that process that comes in. But those are probably the 2 ways that writing plays a part.
My name is Dr. Susan Meyer. and I'm a research plant ecologist with the U.S. Forest Service. I have a full-time research position at a federal lab here on campus. It's called the Shrub Sciences Laboratory. And I've been there for about 23 years. We have a broad mandate for our unit. And what we work on is what we think is a pretty important issue and very, very large, which is trying to stop and reverse the degradation of public lands in the West. I mean, the public lands are sort of going down the tubes, right? You've read about these huge fires that are just, you know, the weed issues, the overgrazing. I mean, there's just tremendous issues, and they leave the land and just in ruins. And so our job is to try to figure out some way to reverse that. So within that framework, it's pretty easy to find important things to work on. The trick is choosing which ones are the most important.
My name is Terry Olson. I'm in a School of Family Life. My area is family life education and marriage and family therapy. I'm mostly interested in how we teach things that make a difference to the individual lives of the people we're teaching. So I'm interested in quality of life. Whether it's my teaching or my writing, my goal is that it makes a difference to the individual reader or student. Writing is central, I think, to almost any profession, if you think about it. And in my own, it's more than being able to put something on paper. It's being able to influence others with something you hope is coherent. And I have to confess that I've only learned to write by writing, and that no matter how much I've written, I feel that I've still not learned how to write. So writing disciplines me, and writing is what helps me influence other people in the profession to consider both ideas and research. Writing's inescapable, and I had no idea at the beginning of my career how fundamental writing really is to making a difference in the world.
My name is Susan Easton Black, and I'm a professor of church history and doctrine at BYU. When you get more confident in who you are, and you know that you are inspired by the Holy Ghost, there is an obligation out there to share what you know. So I can only talk to X number of people in a classroom. I can only talk to X number of people at a fireside or happy birthday relay society. But when I write, I can talk to the world, and I keep talking.